Hello and welcome to White Glove Reviews. In this video, what I wanted to do is I wanted to share with you the completion of my last outstanding achievement. And this achievement is In Time for Lunch. And what you have to do in this achievement is you have to actually beat the Lich, the Chapter 1 boss, in your first expedition, in your first time through a loop. And what you have to do, and you're seeing it go on right now, is you start a new game, and then you basically got to beat the Lich on your first time through. Now, I decided not to take a beacon with me, but I kept everything else the same. And what you got to do is you basically just have to sort of go through and get not terribly unlucky your first expedition. Now, when I was doing this, it took me, I think this is my fourth try to actually finish it. And I managed to do it on this try. And what I'm going to do is I'll fast forward and you can check out the actual procedure of doing it. And the main thing that I can tell you advice-wise is try to maximize your regeneration and try not to get too low in life. Also, I would say try and spread out your monsters. You don't want to get swamped with like 4 or 5 monsters if you can avoid it. Now, I did a little bit in this run through, but in general, try and spread things out so you can tackle them a few at a time. Also, battlefields are hugely important. You need the good drops from the battlefield, and it just, it's one of those things, like the battlefields are immensely important. The other thing that I recommend, and this is something that if you've never played Loop Hero, you probably would not realize this. When the Chapter 1 Lich spawns, what it does is it spawns a bunch of buildings and structures on the road and beside the road, like roadside, that buff up the Lich. And so what you want to do is, if you have a bunch of Oblivions, you can destroy these. But again, in the first loop, you don't actually have the ability to gain experience, so you don't level up. So what you got to do is you need to place a lot of structures around the starting campfire. And because if there's a structure there, then the Lich's tomb, or the Lich's palace, I forgot what it's called, those particular structures won't spawn, and the Lich won't get the buff. And so, like, as you can see, what I did is I made sure that the road and beside the road were covered beside the campfire. So what I'm going to do right now is I'll fast forward toward the end of the fight, and I'll fast forward into the fight, and then sort of we can pick up there. Okay, here we are. We're about to get to the campfire. Now, one thing that I would recommend as you're doing this is try and spawn the Lich as late as possible. Like, ideally what I did, like, I spawned him right before I got to the campfire. And also as early as possible. Like, as you can see, I was just completing loop 4. So, the sooner you spawn the Lich, the weaker the Lich will be. And again, you can see the fight with the Lich. And I am nowhere near full health in this fight. So I was moderately nervous that I was going to fail this one as well. But I had a little bit of magic damage. As you can see, my magic damage in this is 7. And I had a pretty decent weapon with my damage being like 21 to 35. So it was close. And I think I had pretty decent, like I had not awful defense. So it might take you a few shots to get through the Lich. And as you can see in the bottom right hand corner, there was my achievement that popped up. Now, this was the last achievement I had to complete as of the making of this video, and it really wasn't too bad, and most of the achievements were pretty doable. And I'll have a video coming up that goes over all of the possible achievements. Anyway, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments, and if you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I hope y'all have an excellent day.